Decco Ranch. We're going to take a ride with Harley Guy. He's going to test out the Honda Rebel 500, the Vulcan S 650, and the KTM 390 Duke. We'll get started. Okay, on to the Kawasaki Vulcan S 650.
All right, let's see.
Cutter, move.
So
Cutter,
moving
move.
into something that feels a little more full size is nice, and definitely a little more elongated here.
Longer wheelbase.
Yeah, again, I'm 5'11", but I've got a shorter torso and like 2/3 leg, 1/3 torso. But I would say this feels about right from a cruiser perspective, and I'm used to riding a Harley Softail, so so this feels good. And yeah, just sitting in it, I could see this being really comfortable for long rides, especially if I could add some like freeway pegs to stretch out on.
Beyond that one, what it's got, huh?
Yeah, yeah, just for me so I could stretch my legs out.
So the shorter people are finding that's a long stretch already, but you're longer legged, so.
Yeah, I guess I could just actually get further back on the seat and probably just cruise on this thing. It's very comfortable. I could see this, like I said, I could see riding, 500 miles in a day on this and getting off and being comfortable and go eat.
Go eat.
Yeah, so this is nice.
Yep. Okay.
Instrumentation panel and everything is clean. It's got a nice look. I'm kind of spoiled because I just got off the Duke, the KTM Duke, where it has that full digital display and user
TFT
experience.
display, yep.
Yeah, which is really nice. But this is, for what's on the market, this is nice. And it's not bad with the analog display. Good backlighting.
Yeah, this one does not have the gear display, but the 2019 on does.
Yeah. So see, this is something else that I was mentioning with the KTM Duke, right? It starts flashing at 6,500 RPMs. And then, you look at the Vulcan here, and it doesn't get red until 9,500. So.
Okay.
Let's get her started.
Fire her up.
The sound of this I actually don't care for as much as I care for the KTM Duke. It's a little more of a hollow sound. Yeah, it doesn't. That's my initial reaction to it. I'm not a huge fan. I know this is stock right now. I'm sure you could put different exhaust on it and improve that. But just the sound of the engine.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different exhaust.
Yeah, just the sound of the engine as it stands right now. I'm not a big fan of compared to the KTM Duke, which I just got off of. Let's give her a shot.
Okay.
Yeah, these pegs are interesting because I almost feel like I'm on a chopper because it really sits up here and it's really comfortable, actually.
So did you do this where you put your foot down and there's nothing there?
No, I didn't, but it's
I did.
It's nice. I mean, because I'm used to the Harley, and so I'm kind of up here, and this just takes it a little higher up. And but for me, I kind of have back pain, so I like the cruiser. I like being on something that's that's a little more comfortable and upright. And this is really nice. The gear shifting I noticed is a little rough, just shifting into first gear. And the engine, it's kind of more of a putter and a more of a hollow sound to it, so I'm not a big fan of that. But the general ergonomics of the bike, I like. The shifter's a little, because you're so far up, it is a little weird with the shifter. But it clicks into neutral fine, but you kind of feel like you really got to get up there to shift. So it takes a little adjusting, but be interested to see how it feels on the road.
Ready?
born ready.
This one is not ABS. What's that noise?
So just finished riding the Kawasaki Vulcan. I really like this bike. Yeah, well, I mean, I've just been riding smaller bikes, and so I'm, you know, moving up to something a little more full size. Because this is what, a 690?
650.
650.
So what do you think?
Really a comfortable bike. So yeah, this one shuts off too when you put the kickstand down, and you're in gear at least.
Do some not?
Well, my bike's an older bike, so it doesn't. Yeah, they're not interconnected. I'm sure a lot of the newer ones do. But gosh, so comparing this to the Harley Softail, which is what I ride, this is a cruiser. I mean, this is a really, really comfortable bike. I could see riding. I said this in the garage when I first got on it, and I'd say just after riding a few miles with it, I could ride 500 miles a day in this thing and be comfortable. I put those Viking bags on here for some type of storage, but I think the Viking bags that you had on the Rebel would look really good on this, and would be very functional. I really like this bike. You know, like comparing it to the Harley Softail, this is a little bit smaller, so a little bit more nimble, extremely comfortable. I don't like the sound of it as much, but because of that, it doesn't have that rumble. It's a lot more comfortable to ride. You're not shaking around at all a little bit.
Does the Harley Rumble shake?
A little bit. I mean, you feel it, right? When you get off the bike, you kind of feel like you just got off a massage chair or something. But this is, yeah, I'd probably change up the exhaust on it, just so it sounds a little meatier. And then I wouldn't do anything else to it. I mean, this is super comfortable on those pegs. I did see what you meant about when I was first kind of getting on it into first gear, second gear. I went to put my foot onto the peg and it dropped because it's unusually far up. But if you know, once you,
we've all done it. We've all done it.
Yeah, once you start riding this, you could really get adjusted to it because it's such a. I mean, it's so ergonomically perfect. Really, really nice.
That was the power.
The other thing I would say is it has really long gears, right? A complaint I would have, though, is that, and this might be adjustable, but on your digital display here, it doesn't show what gear you're in.
Well, 2019 and on shows the gear, has a gear indicator.
What year is this?
This is a 16.
Okay. So,
even though it's only got minimal miles on it, it's a 16.
Yeah, so that would be one complaint. So you know, so I was having to count gears to know which one I was in, and which was a little unusual with this bike was that it has very long gears. So it actually rides really comfortable between 4,000 and 8,000 RPMs in every gear. And so I was going 30, 35 miles an hour in first gear, and it was still comfortable. And so that's unusual. And then on the flip side, I got up to fifth and sixth gear, and I was going 80. I got this up to just over 80 miles an hour, you know, and it was a very comfortable ride. And I was in 80 in fifth gear, and I was at like, I think 6,000, 6,500 RPMs.
You could have gone more.
I could have
pushed it higher in fifth gear.
I could have, and it was very comfortable, very, very tight, sturdy bike, clean, smooth, comfortable ride. Like I said, honestly, if I was going on long rides, I would pick this over my Harley every day.
You have to say that again because the car passed just that.
Yeah, so if I were going on long rides and I had both of this and my Harley Softail in the garage, I would pick this over the Harley.
Wow. You would take this one on long rides over the Harley?
Yeah. I think I look cooler on the Harley, but this is a very comfortable bike, and I like the long gears. Just like I said, the Harley feels like you're kind of stretching it when you get up to 80, 85 on it. Whereas this, I mean, I was in fifth gear at 80 miles an hour and still didn't feel like I was pushing it. I mean, and so
did you hit low RPMs in a gear? Because that's where it struggles. It starts to get a little jerky at low RPMs.
Yeah,
in any gear.
It feels about right at kind of 4,000 to 8,000 RPMs, but that's a big range for a motorcycle, and for it to feel that comfortable and not have that hollow feeling, I was really impressed by it. So, but the gears are pretty wide, so that was the one thing I noticed is like I said, I was going 30, 35 miles an hour in first gear. And it didn't feel like I was pushing the gear at all, and I wasn't pushing the RPMs. So, so that was unique, but I like it. I like the bike a lot.
I thought you would.
Yeah, I thought I would when I first sat on it from a comfort. It's not my favorite, and it was my second favorite in terms of looks of what you have there. But gosh, it's this would be a great cross-country long cruiser bike. I mean, you could go a long way on this and be super comfortable. It feels very sturdy and reliable.
So how'd it feel when you hit that throttle?
Felt good. Yeah, I mean, it really felt
jumps.
good. Yeah, and like I said, it's got those long gears, so it was a really nice bike. So that was a pleasure to ride. This is, as I would pick bikes to ride so far, of the KTM Duke or the Honda Grom that I've ridden here so far, or even my Harley Softail that I rode here on, this would be my first choice to ride.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's a nice bike.
Okay, on to the Rebel.
Thank you for watching our Harley Guy Mike series. Next up, episode 6, where Mike test rides and reviews the 2020 Honda Rebel 500. In the meantime, ride safe and keep your horses moving.